Oh, really? She should be live.
Hi everyone, I'm so sorry if anyone can see me right now. I have had some technical difficulty, but I am going to select the first question, which is, let's see, maybe tomorrow. Okay. How can you combine makeup and fashion for a nice look? Well, that would take the entire broadcast time, but you can really combine makeup and fashion, I'm assuming you mean clothing, in multiple ways. I tend to like going with opposites attract. So if I have an outfit on that is, I don't know, a little more fun, fancy-ish, I try to keep it a little more simple and fresh with the makeup. If I have something really basic on and minimal, that's when, if I'm wearing sort of a little black dress, I tend to play more with either a lip color or a cat eye or something that really stands out, and I let my makeup be the accessory or the exclamation point. If you have something more specific, I would be more than happy to help you combine that, but in general, just consider your makeup or your beauty in general, your hair even, an accessory that you need to sort of consider with the entire look so that you kind of have a nice contrast, or sometimes you want something to sort of be subtle and, you know, not overpower you, because the most important thing about anything that you do, whether it's what you wear or your hair and makeup, you just really want to make sure it flatters you best and speaks to whatever you want to say. Okay, isn't this live? I can't find the Hangout. Well, I'm really sorry because I couldn't find it either for about 15 minutes, but it's live now. And Ginger, I hope you may still be hanging out. I don't know, girls in my office. I'm hoping you will help me. Okay, if anyone is out there and has a question, I am here to hang out. So feel free to post your question live. And I know that we can also pull some questions from social media that I'm going to try to find right now. I think on Facebook we had, can you recommend, this is from Pamela Pierce, can you recommend a treatment and cover up for dark circles that you can use under the eye and on the eyelid? I can totally recommend this, Pamela, because I think every woman knows that sometimes your skin is not perfect. And I personally like concealers that have a high pigment in them. I am a fan of Glow Minerals. They make a really great concealer. But funny enough, two other brands come to mind that have a really great coverage aspect. Dermablend is known for helping, in their infamous viral video, cover up all of the tattoos on their model, and it does a really great job. So if you're looking for something to really cover, Dermablend is a great brand. I also like Kat Von D at Sephora. She has a really great cover up that kind of is a consistently nice coverage that doesn't sort of get too cakey. And I think for everybody, it's important to make sure that when you test something in the store, you have to give yourself the sort of wearability factor test, and that is really trying it out in your everyday life and seeing how it fares throughout the day. Let's see. Tammy, how do I sign up? You'll see that we responded to you on Facebook, and it is a how to hang. You can click on the link, and it will show you. And then Jennifer Harris, Hoback, thank you. I am so excited to see my Facebook page after the show, because I, really work so hard to think of what I could offer to help other women out there. And I have a team of women in my office that are not just coworkers, they're my family. They're like sisters. And they really, all week long, we pour our hearts out kind of ripping products apart or thinking about what topic to talk about. So I appreciate people who follow Bobbie's Buzz on Kathy Lee and Hoda. And Amber Rader, who also submitted a manicure question on Facebook. When I paint my nails, No matter what base coat or polish I use, I get a bubbly manicure. The only thing that helps is CHAV, fast dry top coat. Any idea why this happens? And what is the best top coat that you've used? Dries quickly. Well, often when you get bubbles, it's because you're not allowing the layers before you put a top coat on to dry. And when a polish is wet, it can sort of be gassing off any of its own properties, and so you can get those bubbles. You can also get bubbles if you're moving around and trying to do the dry your hands like this. So try to stay still when you're drying. The other thing is, I'm really embarrassed. If you can see, I have Band-Aids and a half done gel manicure. We have more questions. Thanks, Trace. My favorite top coat, gosh, I really like LCN's top coat that allows you to use a light bulb in your house. And you can check out Bobbie.com for that. I had featured that in a Bobbie's Buzz. Otherwise, I'm also a fan of a Sally Hansen fast dry top coat, but I also love the brand you mentioned too. Okay, and via Facebook, Sharon, what's the best makeup for aging skin? This is really kind of a tough question. I know a lot of people out there advocate cream versus powder, but I think that if you actually take care of your skin with skincare properly, makeup may give you more flexibility in terms of cream or powder. If you have a great foundation of a moisturizer and a primer, you can really help create a smoother surface and use powder. But if you want a simpler way to go, you can try creams. The only thing with creams is that you'll want to use a little powder to set the cream, because creams go on better and they don't tend to build up in the crease of a wrinkle. But the problem is that it might move throughout the day, especially in the hot summer. So just be warned that if you use a cream, it's great, but you're still going to need a little powder to set it. So I hope that answers your question regarding makeup for aging skin, which I think everybody has, because after you're born, you just start aging. Joey on Facebook asked, can you recommend a good hair bump for flat hair? Absolutely. First, it's called bedhead. My hair is something that it often works better after I have tossed and turned all night, and that's because it knots up, I guess, at the root underneath and gives you this great volume. So one thing you can do is try washing your hair every other day or every third day. If you wash it every day, back off on that, and it will give you a little more grit to work with. Secondly, thank you. Secondly, you'll want to try something like Orbe is my absolute favorite brand for their dry. It's just called Orbe Dry, and it's not a dry shampoo. It kind of builds volume, but it gives you the added benefit of what a dry shampoo does. It kind of absorbs or kind of works with the oil in your hair. So Orbe's Dry will give you a really great, fantastic smelling base, and you'll be able to do so much. And of course, everyone knows you can tease your hair at the roots. Also, Conair sells a comb that's got like a bump pad in it. If you have dark brown hair, that will work. But, one of those options should work. If you need anything else, be sure to sort of just shoot me another question. And we have a question from Amber. I've had trouble finding matte eyeshadow palettes. Any suggestions? Yes. Believe it or not, you can get a really great matte palette at the drugstore. I was just there yesterday, and I think Wet n Wild had a really great neutral one, so check them out. I think that you can also, at Sephora, there are different brands that offer this up. I believe that I saw one. It was by, gosh, I can see the palette in my brain. I think Urban Decay had in their Naked line a flat colored one, but Eyes, Lips, Face, ELF or ELF as I call it oftentimes, they have a really inexpensive matte palette. So check out both of theirs. But I agree with you, shimmer can be tough. What's the best foundation for 50-ish skin? The best foundation, I think, is one that will not only match your skin tone, but provide multiple benefits. So, Karen, definitely experiment with the BB CC creams because you'll be able to get sort of the nourishment and the tint of color in that, and you won't have to add more color that can sometimes crease. After that, I would say you may want to try to use a primer and then add your tinted cream. That could give you a smooth, glowy, dewy reflection. And how do I keep an updo from looking frumpy? This question is from Karen. Well, mine might look frumpy right now. I don't know. But again, I think that the cool thing I like on the runway is that you can play with the shape of your updo. So an updo can be anything that gets your hair off your neck. And as Kathy Lee and Hoda like to call it, sweaty neck. But I say that we glisten and glow rather than sweat. If you pull your hair back, do you see right away that like if I push it up, that's just me pushing my hair up in the back. That can give you instant volume. So instead of pulling your hair back and just winding it down and clipping it, this can sometimes look totally different than if you want to get more of that retro Bridget Bardot look. So you can pull your hair back into the pony and twist and decide whether you want to push it up to get that kind of volume, and then you just wind it and clip underneath. And to keep that volume up, you can use some bobby pins or play with the shape. This also is going to be, it's not so much about frumpy, it's what also works best for your face shape. And that would be, you know, if somebody else's face shape looks better with it lower, or if it's a different vibe, you can put it down there. I think the best thing to consider is whether you are worried about making it look polished or messy. I tend to think that imperfect looks more modern. Having anything too coiffed or looking like you tried too hard can kind of look frumpy and maybe matronly. So consider making it look a little more effortless, and you might feel better about that. Another question, again, which makeup for more mature skin. I actually just think that, you know, when we're younger, we're so excited to play with different color eyeshadows, and basically it's all about making sure that, you know, as you get more comfortable in your skin, that you play you up. So consider a more natural color palette. Go with a neutral eye and a peach pink lip instead of pushing the envelope to be so dramatic, and I think you'll feel more youthful. However, I think right now we've got most of the questions answered, and I apologize for popping up a little later, but I hope to talk to more of you, and I would really love to figure out a way that I could see you as well. But all of the questions, keep them coming, and I hope to get more chats up online as we tweak the technology on my end. But I really appreciate everybody's thoughts, comments, suggestions, and anything I can do to help. I am here to do that. So thanks so much, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. TGIF. Bye.